Hey everyone, welcome back to Padres Motor Vlog, and welcome to the last video. It is November 30th, and it's the end of the series of my trip across Australia, and I just wanted to wrap it up with a few little mental health things that I learned along the way. I'm home in Newcastle and just out on my back deck, enjoying a little peaceful day, and just thought I would share a few things I learned about my own mental health, about mental health in general, along the way as I was going along this trip. Probably the first thing is don't be afraid. Anxiety is a killer. And I know there are different types of mental health issues. Some of them are purely physiological, chemical imbalances. And if those are what you're dealing with, then yes, a GP, medicine, those kind of things that they need to treat. I have been on those things in the past, and they certainly help. And so, I am not a doctor, but always see a GP if this is getting on top of you to the point where it's affecting your just normal everyday life and you can't function very well. But as far as general mental health, my number one recommendation is don't be afraid. I was very fearful at certain times in this particular journey, and so it was one of those things that I was dealing with on a daily basis, about the fear of the unknown, the fear of where I'm going next, what I'm doing next, what are the risks involved, will I break down, will I have an accident, will my tires go bad, will I have a flat tire, will I have a mechanical failure. All those things, when I hyper focused on them, really prevented me from even wanting to go another step. So the things that helped me through that were the constant connection and reminders from good friends. I had people who were checking in with me daily. I had good friends like Joel, Kim, Mr. Kim, who was, they were contacting me daily, my wife, my daughter. Those people who were praying for me every day was a really big help. Ruth, some really, really good people in my life who were praying for me, and I felt that support, and it certainly helped reduce the amount of fear. But also just making sure that each day you get up, that you maybe do some mental exercises to reduce your fear, rather than thinking about the negatives that could happen. Think about those positives. Think about stuff that you're going to get to see, and the adventure, and the people you might meet along the way, and the food you might get to eat, or the scenery and the sights that you might get to see. Fill your mind with those things so it overtakes that fear and really helps. And certainly leaning on God through this, my prayer time, asking Him to be with me along the way, which I knew He was, really, really helped. So that was a real good thing. One of the other things I learned along the way is just how valuable it is to have these good people in your life, these good, positive people. Not those people who contact you just because they want something for themselves, but people who are really, truly concerned about you and wanting to help you, and certainly want the best for you. And you could tell who those people are. So surround yourself with those good people, because those are going to be the people that you're able to listen to, and you know that they're going to have wise counsel for you as you go through things. And one of the other big things that I learned along the way is just how valuable it is to acknowledge others and value others, and making sure that you're not ignoring them. I came back with a renewed sense of engaging with people, and making sure that they know that I know and see them. Actually, I even had an interaction in Perth, and One of the people I was with looked at me and goes, "Why are you talking to everybody?" And I said, "Well, we live in a world that doesn't acknowledge each other, and I think that we can really make a huge difference in each other's lives if we actually just acknowledge each other's existence and value each other, whether it's a person that's serving you in a restaurant or whether it's somebody who's walking down the street with a scowl on their face, just a smile, or just a word of life and encouragement to them. Those things are really, really important and can change somebody's mental health like that. When you say, "This is a wonderful coffee," or "Thank you for making this for me," or "That shirt looks great on you," it really opens up the opportunity for someone's mind and perception and their focus to change on the day. So that's great. I would encourage you to do that too. I'm going to be determined to do that, to make a difference in everybody else's lives by engaging them and valuing them. But also, it changes my mindset too and my mental health. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. I've got a red hat on. No, I didn't find my red hat that blew off my scooter on the way. I had an extra one in my drawer at home, so the first thing I did when I got back is put it on my head. So anyway, the last thing, and probably the most important, well, they're all important, but one of the more important ones is pace. I know that my mental health goes down when I am living life at the wrong pace. If I'm trying to rush things and push things, not only my mental health goes downhill, but I start running over others. I start not caring about what others think and not caring how other people feel and how what I may be saying or doing affects them. And that's critical to us making a difference in this world, but also making a difference in other people's mental health. That is really, really critical. And on this ride, it was the same. I had an opportunity to ride fast and get it over and done with, or go at a much slower and steadier pace. You know, it's like the tortoise and the hare, right? Slow and steady wins the race, they say. Well, it's true. And in regards to mental health, it's definitely true. When we are in a rush, we feel more pressure, we feel more anxiety, we feel, like everything's out of control. Whereas if we slow down methodically and steadily go through anything in life, we will be much better off. I know the critical point for me was Adelaide. Once I got past Adelaide, I knew that I didn't know whether I was going to be able to handle the rest of the trip. I even thought about turning back. I knew that if I turned around at Adelaide, I might be able to get home in 3 or 4 days and I could be done with the ride. Because my back was sore, my neck was sore. I felt like, well, maybe I'm not going to be able to do this. But I stopped. I talked to my wife. I talked to a few other really close friends, and I decided to slow down my pace. So instead of going straight from Adelaide area to Ceduna, I went down the Eyre Peninsula, went down to Port Lincoln, Coffin Bay, Streaky Bay, and I used that little 3-day detour to prepare my mind and to renew my spirit and settle down my pace. And that made a huge difference. I was able to finish the journey because I was going the right pace. Yes, maybe I didn't get it done as quick as I could have, but at least I got it done and I didn't run myself and my mental health and my spirit into the ground. So that's great. And a bonus one, here's the bonus one. Take time to see God's creation and marvel in it. I've showed you probably just 10% of what I've seen, even less than that. God has created some wonderful things in this world, and take time to honor Him by looking at it and putting things out of your mind. This world will try and distract you, and the world will try and tell you that many, many other things are important, like pleasing yourself and amassing great material possessions, all the things that the world promises but never delivers. But if you take time to see what God has given us, wow, that's an amazing gift. And so I hope that perhaps you've been inspired to go out there and do some trips yourself and to see what God has made. And I know if you do, He will reveal Himself to you. One of my favorite Bible passages is Psalm 19, and it starts out that the heavens declare God's handiwork, and the expanse declare His ways. And I think that was a real theme for me on this trip. Every time I saw something of great beauty, and everything has beauty if you look for it. There's always something to see. And so I just encourage you to take time, take your own trip at the right pace, and appreciate what God has made. And I know you will be blessed, and your mental health will be better for it. Thank you so much for joining us on this series, and I appreciate all the support, all the wonderful comments and messages. I love you guys. Really, really appreciate it. I hope this isn't the last series I do. I hope there's other times I can share with you. But yeah, if you have comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. We're still raising money. This is the last day we're raising money for men's mental health, so follow that QR code. We'll share with you the total when it's all said and done, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless. That's good.